NightCity is probably the worst place you could live, but how bad is it? NightCity is infamous for being one of the most brutal places on earth. Crimes are part of everyday life, real food becomes a luxury, and millions struggle just to make it through another month. In order to survive in NightCity, you need to commit practically your entire life to working, slaving away for a corporation. The average person in NightCity isn't a mercenary. They're office workers, fast food employees, factory workers, security guards, medical technicians, retail clerks, drivers. They're normal people. The average resident slaves away, working extensive hours for a corporation to pay rent for their cramped apartment in Mega Building 10, which is where you live. Unlike the glamorous images shown in adverts, most citizens never even reach the thought of becoming rich. That's how hard it is to make it in NightCity. They never become legends, they're just trying to survive another month. The average apartment isn't luxury. It's most likely somewhere in Santo Domingo, Watson, Haywood, or Arroyo. A tiny studio apartment. One room, small bathroom, tiny kitchen. Maybe 25 to 40 square meters. We can expect the monthly rent to be somewhere between 1,000 to 2,500 euro dollars. But what about higher end districts like Corporate Plaza? Shut up, forget about it. Only executives and wealthy corporates can afford those, and you're just not one of them. Many people share apartments with roommates or family to split the rent too. Let's imagine you work for a logistics company. Your position, a warehouse technician. Your hours, maybe 10 to 12 hours a day, 6 days a week. Your monthly salary, something like 4,000 euro dollars before expenses. It sounds like you're making a lot, but then you remember everything in NightCity is expensive. Here's your estimated monthly budget. Rent, 1,800 eddies. Utilities, 300. Food, 900. Transportation, 400. Insurance, 300. Cyberware maintenance, 200. Unexpected expenses, 500. This brings your spending total to 4,400 eddies, meaning after working 60-hour weeks, you're still in debt. So what do? You work more and more. Also, your boss might tell you to get a different implant just to match competition. You have no choice because if you don't, you'll get replaced with no second thought, because your boss only cares about money, not if you're okay or not. This may also lead to you owing your boss money, as they have bought the implant for you, and now you have to pay them back. With interest, obviously, because who doesn't want more money in NightCity? Real food is expensive, very expensive. Most people survive on synthetic noodles, kibble, vending machine stalls, and processed meat substitutes. Fresh vegetables, luxury. Real steak, unheard of. Most citizens probably get their dinner from vending machines multiple times a week, and so do you now. It's fast and cheap, but it also barely qualifies as food. Owning a car isn't guaranteed. Most people use the metro, they walk, they have cheap motorbikes, they share rides. A vehicle's just another huge monthly expense, and if your car gets stolen, your insurance might not even cover it, because you're such a low level to them. You're almost like an ant. Here's where things get interesting. NightCity isn't just dangerous, it's statistically absurd. Based on law, it's reasonable to estimate an average resident will witness or hear nearby violent crime every week. This includes gang shootouts, cyberpsychosis, robberies, carjackings, police raids, corporate assassinations, anything of that sort. But how likely are you to personally encounter an active crime? It's estimated that around 20 to 40% in any given month you will encounter a crime. Obviously, this depends on where you live. If you live in Pacifica, that number climbs dramatically. The police don't truly control NightCity. The gangs do. So do the corporations, but we're focusing on street level for now. Gangs like Maelstrom, Tiger Claws, Valentinos, 6th Street, Animals, Voodoo Boys. It depends on your neighborhood. You may see gang members every single day. Sometimes they're the ones keeping order, other times they're the reason there isn't any. Here's what NightCity's economy really looks like. There's an estimated distribution of 40% of the entire population being very poor, 35% being working class, 15% middle class, 8% upper class, and 2% corporate elite. There's an insane huge disparity between the rich and poor. One block contains people eating protein paste, and the next contains executives drinking $1,000 whiskey on rooftop gardens. If you have insurance, Trauma Team might save your life. If you don't, unlucky, sucks a suck. Medical debt can destroy someone financially. Many residents simply avoid hospitals unless they're really in need, unless they're dying. Cyberware repairs are another constant expense. Even basic implants require maintenance. Yeah, I guess you can be rich, but the odds are nowhere near in your favour at all. You could join a corporation, become a successful mercenary, create revolutionary technology, lead a gang, or just get lucky, I guess. Most people never escape the working class though. Night City isn't built for upward mobility, it's built for profit. Living in Night City isn't just expensive, it's stressful. There's pollution, violence, corporate exploitation, cheap food, constant surveillance, long working hours, and even if you avoid getting shot, the city itself slowly wears you down. Anyways, it's time for you to go wake up and get to work. See ya.